What's good? I apologize. I was running a little late. But I'm here. I am here with a beer. Nah, no beer. Just just here, right? What up, y'all? As y'all see, the title at hand is Jay-Z gets ethered again by Nas. So I'm gonna get a little bit into this new ether situation that has been going on. Nas and Jay-Z have always been in a feud, and I think it's a fact. It's a matter of fact when it comes to how hip hop is. Now, first off, Jay-Z, I think he's older than Nas, but in hip hop years, Jay-Z is the little one because Nas came out first. So Nas is Jay-Z's big homie when you look at it like that. You get what I'm saying? And I think that caused contention between them two for a minute. And that's just part one, right? Part one. So if you go into the history of Jay-Z and Nas, Jay-Z being from Brooklyn, Nas representing Queens. Brooklyn and Queens have always gone at it. Y'all remember the rap wars if you're old enough. South Bronx, Queensbridge, Paris One, and Marley Marl, and them were going at it. And the Bronx, come on. That song Queensbridge is dope though. Don't get it twisted. What's up, Regina Calloway? What's up? Let me say what's up, everybody. Yo, I'm Jay. Um, Martha's in the building. Patricia Blair. Alina. Is it? Yeah, Alina. Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Y'all hit the like button. We'll get into this Jay-Z and Nas situation. What's up, Kiki Eyes? Yeah. What's up, Air Force Robin? You're new to the set. What's up? This is Set in the West. I'm Wolfgang Amadeus, and I'm here. I'm bringing y'all hip hop. Well, the news when it comes to hip hop. But I want to get a conversation started because let's keep it a buck. Jay Z, Nas. Jay Z represents like one side of the culture. Nas is supposed to represent the other. I'll just say it like this: Jay Z, in my opinion, is like the connection to Puffy when it comes to the culture because Puffy came out and it was shiny suits and dancing and all that or whatever. Jay Z kind of was an extension to that when it comes to like who he is in hip hop. Don't get it twisted. Jay Z, he can spit. He got classic albums and all that or whatever. And people look up to him as the great. Not me. I'll keep it a buck. I would love to see Jay Z battle some one of my favorites, but that's a whole nother conversation. There was a battle between Jay Z and DMX. Man, that's I would love to talk to people who were coming up in that era to talk to kind of like give me the stories about the rise and fall of well, not even say fall, but just the rise of these great MCs. Everybody know about Jay. A lot of people know about Nas. Nas was just like he just shot out. Like Nas was just like, "What up, Jack?"
What's going on? Salute,
I'm
set in
just
the West, salute everybody in the building.
everybody in the building. Can you let me maybe I need to bring my ear set up. I was gonna say, can you speak louder?
You
That's
can't
not
hear
right.
me?
No, you're good now. My mine
Yeah,
was low.
no,
That's
no,
what it
no. My
was.
technology died on me.
Martha said that Jay Z really had talent. Well, I'm gonna be nice because I'm pretty sure Rock Nation and them be looking at my shit because I done saw some. documents, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I would play my sponsor. Hold on, maybe I should. What is this? What is this? What was the code for this shit? Hold on. I'm a fuck niggas up right now.
You got a new sponsor?
I have a new sponsor.
Salute to everybody in the building.
Where is it at? Hold on. Maybe I'm just bugging out here. Um, maybe I shouldn't even waste my damn time. But overall, I'm sitting over here, I'm clowning, and I'm like, last minute, let me pull up something. Um, this was something that when I was the last time I was producing, I I was gonna just pull up this Point Emmanuel commercial that was they bought a spot in one of the shows that I was producing in, and I just laughed. She was
Mm.
funny, very funny. But
Y'all missed us? Oh my goodness.
oh, y'all missed us? Oh, we miss y'all too. Don't get it twisted. Um, yeah, just a lot of moving and shaking that was happening, and there's a lot more moving and shaking happening, and we're getting some things popping. So I'm not gonna let the cat out the bag, but there's a lot of good things that's coming to fruition. So most importantly, we've been grinding and being in our purpose, aligning ourselves with God, and just doing what we need to do to push ourselves forward, to push our culture forward, to push y'all forward too. Because sometimes you got to just sit back and recalibrate, replenish, rejuvenate, and then boom, we back though.
Not
We
only
back.
that, it's been heavy for me. I got other stuff going on, so I don't think.
Yeah. What's up, Mel Tucker, Myrna, Jen Brown? Look, should I show them? Hold on, hold on. We playing with something right now, right?
What you sitting on?
Your truth chair.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Actually, we're gonna bring back something. We're gonna bring the truth out. Okay, so I finally got these done,
Oh, that's what's
right?
up.
We finally got them done. So these are
Salute
done, and
to
I
art.
know, yeah, this is Art New Style. Shout out to Art New Style. Y'all follow my man Art. My man's the truth. He did all that. This is a what is it?
A cruelty
Palo
free sweatshirt.
Santo. Well, Art did the Palo Santo.
Yeah, the Palo Santo art. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did the Palo Santo art, and of course, I just designed this or whatever. This is just one of many. The cruelty-free, uh, brought to you by Bella Canvas, because this is no joke. Like this, the quality of this hoodie, the quality of this hoodie is no joke, right? So this is dag fine, but I'm all I look like I look like Dave Blunt's in a medium shirt. But I'm gonna just give me a 2X because this one fits Jag. So this one will be Jag, and then I got Auntie Leah. She got hers. But this is just a prototype, y'all. So this shirt or this hoodie,
Put
and
your
and
order
this
in. Put your orders
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah. Y'all can go to djagrowright.com and get one. Or you can check the link, the first link on her YouTube channel. It's one. But look, check this out. We got some hidden stuff. So I've been trying to work on just, if you see this design here, right? And Jared, all right, cruelty free. Shout out to my boy Q. He put this together. But I designed it, and I got some other people doing some stuff too. But if you see right here, you see it near her ear, right? If you click near her ear, let's do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. It's a QR code. I'm gonna scan it. That QR code right there. Hold on. Okay. I think I can't scan a QR code from this side. That's why. I'm retarded. Hold on, y'all. Look. Okay,
Don't say
so
that about yourself.
okay, there
Only
it is.
I can
Look, you
say
look.
that about you.
I clicked on that. Y'all see it's a link, right? So you click on the link and it'll send you. You hear something? So we're doing like we're doing like we're gonna embed music and videos and all that into the service. What do you think, Jack?
I mean, we've been talking about this, so I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's cool that when people purchase one of the sweatshirts, they get the opportunity to have, access to some of me, some more of me.
Yeah, yeah. So this is just the beginning because we got Jag. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. This is just the beginning. I got all kind of like just wild out ideas because the thing is this. I know a lot of times people back in the day, artists would um, do bundles. Our album will come out. You're buying a sweater. You're buying this. You're buying that because the value of tangible items from artists is like if you really support the artist, you will go get it. But we about to bring something back. You see right here, you see the tapes, right? It's in the same essence of that. Like we about to bring it back. We about to bring it back to '88. Hold on, let me take this tight ass sweater off. But yeah, so y'all hit her. Go ahead and hit it up. And then that, like I said, you see the QR code. But I'm changing the QR code. Like I actually want to do it to where every time you click on it, something else like it's not static. I'm trying to create something to where, Jazz, how, well, I ain't gonna let the cat out the bag, but just know a lot of things is about to happen, right? So if you want to catch up, you just you click on it and maybe it's something new. Like I'm trying to create that type of
Like a digital
wearable content.
underground railroad.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Like Black Wall Street,
Um,
digital.
yeah, y'all. So this is just part one. I think all I'm gonna do is this color, gray, white, and did you want to do navy blue or baby blue? I was trying to figure out the colors. But what I'm gonna do is if y'all actually place orders, just kind of let me know what color y'all want. I mean, I got every color, but this is a really thick hoodie. This is not no bullish. This is
Oh
really
no, it's
thick.
great quality.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, but anyway, see, so that's what I've been doing. I've been working. And shout out, I don't even say
Yes,
who.
it is the same picture. We haven't done a bunch of different pictures. That is the official, you know,
We're gonna do
Jaggy's
more
art.
though.
We
No, we
will
got some
still
more
gonna be
though.
doing more, but for right now, that's the one.
And shout out to I'll just say the same merchandiser who does the merchandise for the licks. Tash, J Ro, them the homies. Them your homies too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I was politicking with them. Shout out to J Ro, shout out to the Licks, shout out to King T, salute, my boy Class One. Yeah, so we're just we've been doing things and doing other things basically. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're trying to do something different. We're trying to do something different, something authentic. I don't think a lot of people are even moving on to that. I got the idea from what Nip did with his digital store back day. He had something similar. So yeah, but overall,
And by the way, we got almost 70 people in the room. I would love it if those likes could match how
oh yeah,
many
yeah,
people we have
y'all
in
hit
the
the
room.
like,
That would be
please.
nice.
Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Y'all hit
Well,
the
the
like,
cap is
please.
a prototype, so I'm not
Oh no,
sure.
no, no. We doing a whole Jag. Let me holler at Smirk about the caps. Let me holler at Smirk about the cap. We We're gonna roll out a whole bunch. Like y'all gonna see a Jag sweatsuit. Like, quit playing.
It's coming soon. Y'all know how much I love a good sweatsuit. Oh,
Yeah. Okay, Jag. So I was teasing up what we were originally here to talk about, which is Jay-Z getting ethered again by Nas.
that's what you call it?
Well, I'm gonna spin the block. I know I already know where you coming from.
No, I mean,
I'm
look, they never thought that hip hop would take it this far, you know. So,
right,
like,
right,
wow.
right. So what it appears to be right now is, well, this actually was a year ago
Thank you,
where
Alina.
Nas. Oh, Alina, thank you. Um, a year ago, Nas announced that he was working on a partnership with Resort World Casinos, and they're based out of Vegas, I believe, and they want to revitalize or renovate an existing. I didn't know there were casinos in New York. Are there casinos in New York?
There
Yeah,
are
like,
casinos. Yeah, there are casinos on the East Coast, just like there's casinos in Philly. Like they
yeah, I heard about
started
Philly.
they started doing that because Atlantic City, it got overran. And then especially after, the hurricanes hit the shore, like it really, really, really messed up a lot. Like I don't even think people realize exactly how many people up and down the eastern, northeastern corridor went to Atlantic City to gamble. So
Mm,
after there started being a lot of issues, of course, it started changing taxation and all of this kind of stuff. It was crazy, and the gambling addicts were suffering. So they
mm,
started opening up, more casinos. Philadelphia actually had up, Roosevelt Parkway, Roosevelt Boulevard area, and then moved down to the riverfront, down on Delaware Avenue or Columbus Boulevard, whichever you want to call it. And then from there, I believe there was some in Connecticut, and I think New York, started jumping onto it a little bit later. But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
a lot of gambling
yeah.
addicts.
I heard about Philly. Of course, we know about Jersey, um, and or Atlantic City. That's what I was referring to. But Result World Casino, they have a casino in New York City, and this happened a year ago. I didn't. I this went over this over my didn't hit my radar. I'll say it like that. But a
I
five
don't
billion
think
dollar
I don't think that that was your fault.
2024 Forbes magazine. They're talking about Resorts World Casino in New York City. They revealed that they're doing a $5 billion expansion to redevelop a Las Vegas style casino in collaboration with Nas. And the plan will include refinement of the Jamaica Queens neighborhood, granting a promise, like granting what is it, a future staple within the neighborhood. Thank you, not your angel. Appreciate you. The plan basically was to create an array of new amenities, including 16,000 new hotel rooms at the existing Hyatt Regency at JFK,
Mm,
and also a 7,000 seat entertainment space, a dance club, and a spa.
mm.
So
By the
they
airport.
would right by the airport, right by the airport.
Mm.
So yeah, and we'll talk more about it a little bit deeper. I'm just touching the surface right now. You get what I'm saying? And it's like he started this plan a year and some change ago, and it's pretty much in place. I think it's a done deal. So on the footsteps, on the heels of Nas, Jay-Z makes a big push for a Caesar's Palace casino in Times Square. Now we've been
Mm-hmm.
talking about this some time ago. They reported this in June. I'm sorry, July, that he is looking to get into the legal gambling business.
Mm.
So he wants to do this casino smack in the middle of Times Square. Recently, Jay-Z and Rock Nation held a committee with SL Green and Caesars Entertainment in
Yeah,
hopes of securing a Caesars Palace casino in Times Square.
I just talked
Now,
about that.
44 minutes. Yeah, this was a month ago. Press release a month ago. So Rock
Mm-hmm.
Nation, the CEO of Rock Nation, introduced Hove to speak, and then that's where he emphasized that this kind of partnership and working across different boroughs is what New York really looks like. If Paradise, Nevada is a prime location for Caesar's Palace, it only makes sense to spread out to the biggest city in the country. Um, he said he's trying to reserve himself. This is what Jay-Z said. He says it's a very good idea, very good alignment for us to fulfill the purpose of Times Square. So reports detail that along with SL Green and Caesars Entertainment, Jay-Z and Rock Nation have made their bid that would create 3,000 construction jobs and over 3,800 permanent jobs. Additionally, it would add $7 billion tax dollars to the city, 26.7 billion for local businesses in New York. Jay-Z also
Projected.
had, I'm sorry, what?
Those are projections. Those aren't solid numbers. Those are projections.
Well, yeah, of course, of course. And but look, Jay Z has had some adversaries in this bid. The Broadway Committee and various other community organizers see the
Yeah.
potential harm in introducing this to the community.
Not
This,
potential harm, guaranteed harm. All they would have to do is go and look at the numbers of everything that happens down in Atlantic City, everything that happens on the strip, everything that happens in Vegas. The
yeah.
amount of security that would need to be bumped up, the police details, they would have to be working overtime. There would be a lot of things because if there's three things that casinos draw, they draw addicts, they
Hookers and
draw,
money.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But also, stick up artist, is lots of robberies. And Times Square, especially the Broadway area, like that's already vulnerable enough. There are so many people looking to target, so many visitors that come. It would really, really, yeah. And it also increases addiction. It's not a help, it's a harm. And don't get me wrong, the idea of having a casino resort by the airport also, you know, I don't know. I mean, it makes more sense there than it does smack in the middle of Broadway, but
Now,
it's just
check this
so
out.
far out of no, it's just so far out of Nas's the character in which he said
Wait,
he's
hold
going.
on, hold on. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Because here's why. This is where I want to go with it, and I also wanted to complete the statement that SL Green and Jay Z
Mhm.
and them said that Caesars can continue to promise millions of dollars to buy veneer of support, but the residents and the workers of the neighborhood see through it. There are massive corporations with virtually unlimited resources, but Broadway represents creative vitality and is a the beating culture heart of this city. Something fundamentally different from what a casino represents. So there's already been like pushback against this situation, and it hasn't even happened yet. Nas's thing, it pretty much it's a go, and his statement that what he said about it was similar to what Jay said
Yeah,
in
it sounds
regards
like it was the
to
exact same statement.
it was just remixed. It was remixed. Now let me interject this because I'm gonna let you take off, Jag. Look, not a lot of people know if you're from LA they have a few casinos in LA, Gardena for the most part. Like Gardena is, I mean, first off, a lot of these cities in LA, why's your feet? What's going on? Why I see your feet? You over there by the pool? hmm
Well, the last time I showed my foot, a bunch of content creators went crazy. Had to post it all over the place. I'm just curious if they gonna post it again.
Let me show my feet. They don't want to see that shit. Y'all want to see no, yo straight up my Brazilian nut. You know they call Brazilian nut ticker toes, right?
Oh goodness.
Um, yeah, Compton. There was a casino in Compton at the Radisson. That's no longer, and it's a reason why. We'll talk about this.
Mm.
Inglewood has a casino, and Inglewood now is basically like it almost looks like Manhattan Beach. It almost looks like Beverly Hills. It's not the Inglewood that Mac 10 jumped off the building off back in the day. It's a different Inglewood, right? But there's a few casinos in Gardena now, Gardena is a little south of LA, a little north and west of right next to Compton, honestly. And there have been a lot of crimes that were associated and it happened around the Gardena casino. So you got the Hustler Casino in Gardena, and then you have the Normandy Casino in Gardena, right off both of them off Rosecrans. The Hustler Casino was robbed in 2022. Two armed robbers attacked an armed truck during a
See?
money delivery in a parking lot. The security guard was, pow-powed in the leg and suffered critical injuries, while the second guard had minor injuries and the patron was hurt. So the robbers knew the timing, they knew the location, the delivery,
Who
and
wants
they
to be
escaped
bothered with that going to see the Lion King?
they escaped with an unarmed, unnamed, unknown amount of money. And then also, this is, it happens all the time. So, but 2016, the Normandy Casino, there was a situation with money laundering. So a casino operator agreed to a plea deal for failing to file required currency transaction reports and for large transactions, large cash transactions.
Mm-hmm.
And he also concealed a high roller that won like $1 million. Like they were doing a whole bunch of janky stuff, and that's why I'm talking about what I'm talking about with Jay Z, Rock Nation, and we'll talk about Nas too. But that casino operator had to take a plea deal. He was concealing money that a high roller won like over $1 million. The casino operator pled guilty to federal charges, and the casino faced $1 million fine. And they agreed to forfeit over $1.3 million. This happened in 2016. And of course, there was a whole lot of other stuff that happened because Rosecrans runs right into Compton, and there's a whole bunch of crimes that go in and out around those casinos. Take it away, Jack.
No, I mean, and salute to the 111 in the building. It would be great if we had 111 likes. That would be awesome. At least 50 more likes would be really appreciated. No, but let's just be honest, casinos they breed a certain kind of subculture that it comes along with every community. Not only that, casinos are, allegedly, hotbeds for laundering, high money, you,
Yeah,
all of it.
yeah,
Just a lot. And when you're talking about a so-called reformed pharmaceutical street dealer having anything to do with a casino, I'm sorry. I think it's inappropriate. I don't think it's especially not one who bragged about it all over his so-called records that he wrote. But yeah, like the Ozarks. Exactly. It this is the thing that I really that bothers me. Anyone who speaks out against this is going to instantly be called a hater, It's gonna instantly be, oh man, you don't want our people to do better. You don't want our people to do better. You don't want our people to do better. But our people aren't doing better. And that's just the truth of it. That's just what's real about it. Because that's not Nas's casino. He doesn't own that casino. He's never going to own that casino. Just like it's not going to be Jay-Z or Rock Nation's casino. It's never going to be their casino. Tell you what I do know. All the times that I grew up spending around Italians when I was younger. And I introduced you to one. God rest his soul. It's been almost a year now. No, it's been about a year now since Ange passed away.
Yeah,
Um,
that fucking guy. Yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
I mean, for crying out loud, you can go over to the Blue Couch and go see his interview where he talked about a casino heist or two over there. And what I can tell you and what I do know is this. They don't let people of a certain skin color have a
Moody.
have a voting stake or a controlling interest in any casino. It's not real. It's not real. What they are doing is endorsing these casinos so that people who follow them will come in and say, "Oh man, yeah, this Jay-Z casino, yeah, man, I'm gambling in Jay-Z casino. Oh yeah, man, I'm gambling in Nas's casino, man. Yeah, man, I'm from Queens. I got respect. I'm only gonna be over here where Nas is. Well, I'm from Brooklyn, but even though it's not in Brooklyn, I'm gonna be in Manhattan and whoop de whoop de woo and wow da 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 what they tie. That's what this is all about. This is all about our so-called black leaders, right? Because they're supposed to be community leaders and all of this and all of that, selling out, selling use of their name to convince our people to work in these establishments and probably not get treated well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you talk to anybody who worked at 4040, they'll tell you they barely paid their staff what they said they was going to pay them. They screwed them over. So what's going to happen at a casino where these people are controlling it? It's
Well,
slave, and
well,
it's
peep the
just,
strategy.
oh my God,
No,
and
go ahead.
all of this so that they can pretend that they're captains of industry when the truth is they're nothing but slaves. They are the house negroes on the plantation, and it's and I'm really disappointed with Nas. Like I'm disappointed with Nas, but the truth is Nas, he ain't been right in quite some time, and I'm surprised because he barely talks, he barely speaks, he barely does interviews, but he was able to pull this together. So I don't know.
Well, let me break it down to you like this. I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Well, not really, but Orlena, where casinos for the natives a real gift or addiction seems like a way to get out of really helping the indigenous. Boom, there you go. Well, let me say this real quick. Nas, as opposed to Jay Z, both of them though look like glorified spokespersons. This is not. I don't think this is a partnership. This looks like they're endorsements or whatever. Like you say. I don't think that they really gonna um, see true ownership or a partnership. Now, but Pete Gang, Nas has Queensbridge Ventures Partners, him and his buddies. I think he spit that on Ghostface last album. Shout out to Ghostface. Hold up, before I go, Supreme Clientele 2 is fire. If y'all ain't knowing, go get Ghostface new album, Supreme Clientele 2. Oh man, it's fire. I was listening to that. Yeah, I've been so busy I ain't had a chance to listen to that. But Supreme Clientele 2 is bananas. It's in there. Nas spit on there, and Nas said something in there. He was spitting. He was spitting. So people don't know, but Nas has Queensbridge venture partners. They started in 2013. He invested in Lyft, Coinbase, Dropbox, and Lander. like before they really got popping. And I think he got what I think he got 100 million from Coinbase. And then, like I said, I think he invested in Lyft before it really got off the ground. He invested in Ring too. Um, I, I'm not mad at Nas' strategy. I'll say it like that. I think he's more in it and knows what's up. Somebody said,
You
"Nah,
do?
yeah, not." But listen, Nas is a Jones boy. Don't get it twisted. Nas is one of them Jones boys. So, my grandfather Jones. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're talking about. But Pete Gang, the situation about Nas though, I still think they are both glorified spokespeople. I don't know too much about the ownership stuff. I'm not even really trying to pocket watch like that. But Nas may have more of a real stake in this situation as opposed to Jay, where Jay tricked Brooklyn into gentrification with the Brooklyn Nets situation. And I think he only ended up getting like 300,000 or something. He made like nothing. And they made it seem like he was an owner. Remember all that? Y'all remember
Yeah,
that?
just
With
like they made it seem like he was going to be an owner in the NFL, and the only thing he did was trick the black community into giving their money back to the
and giving back
NFL.
their money. Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
let's just be honest. Let's be honest. These are rappers. These aren't laureates. That's what it is. I'm not saying that Nas isn't intelligent. What I'm saying is that I believe that at this point in time, in my opinion, I think that Nas is controlled opposition. I think he is controlled
Mm.
opposition, just like every other rapper who makes it to a certain extent. Once you make it to a certain level and you make it to a certain tier in this business, you become an agent for the government, and your entire job is to lobby your people into spending their money in the stupidest places possible and to destroying the future of your communities. And it's just that simple. That's just how I feel about it. The second that I heard Nas was living out in Calabasas, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I was really hoping that there was going to be more to Kendrick, but then then Kendrick moved out to Calabasas. It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand why we
So
are having
what's
such
the
a hard
deal?
time.
What's the deal with Calabasas? I mean, I know about Calabasas. What's the deal with it? Though? Why if they move out towards Calabasas? Because if I got some bread, I'm moving to Temecula. Because I'm gonna grow wine, or I'm gonna grow grapes, and I'm gonna drink wine. What's up with Calabasas?
Calabasas, in my opinion, is a demon horde and a demon pit. It's filled with nothing but witches and a bunch of people that are working, you know, for the deep state. It's why, like, come on. You talking about the Kardashians out there? Drake was out there. Like, ain't
I
no
mean,
getting.
look, just because just because you're out that way, but I'm gonna break this down because I want you to juxtapose. Do
That
you remember?
community with their special little schools and all of that stuff that's going on, man.
Do you remember a place in Hollywood called Lookout Mountain, like that area
Yeah,
down? You heard about that, right?
I heard about it.
So it was like that. That was basically what that was. What you're saying about Calabasas, that was that in the '60s and '70s until because that's where Manson. No, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
But
and then the hell party went over to Sunset Hills.
yeah,
And then
they
the
just
next
started
thing
moving
you
further
know,
and
from
further west.
Sunset Hills, boom, they went down into Calabasas. And
Calabasas,
Calabasas is,
right? They just they're just moving further and further west with it. I got it because
and it's more
it's only so much,
exclusive. And it's more
right?
and it's also off the beaten path. Ain't so many people looking like it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you gotta really get it. Like not a lot of people. If you from the hood, I'll keep it a buck. If you from the hood, you're like intimidated to go past Topanga Canyon on the 101. For real. Like if you're like oh, like dead ass. But you keep going, you keep going. You end up in Oxnard, you end up in Santa Barbara. but
Very private,
but
very
right
private, and
right
very
at Topanga
controlled.
Canyon, right at Topanga Canyon, it's kind of like, yeah, two
Very
scissors,
private.
K dot, simply apply, awful, jumping off the building. If she didn't sell her first album, or just supposedly did that. Oh, yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She was, made the unfortunate
yeah,
comment
that
to
was
be disrespectful to Laura Joe,
very disrespectful.
who was actually the first lady of TDE before SZA came along. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff that's not right. The simple fact that girl keeps running around lying, saying that she ain't never had no facial reconstruction surgery is wild in itself, if you ask me. Because it's
Yeah,
very
man.
clear. It's very clear that her face has been rehabbed. They tried to make her face go to rehab, and she said yes, yes, yes. Now, and
No, no, no,
Allura
no.
Joe and Allura Joe was naturally more beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's and rest in peace to Allura Joe. At the end of the day, yeah, the BBL is out of control too. It's all out of control. People running around with waist suits on and all kinds of stuff. But when I'm
yeah,
looking
man.
at when I think about when I think about the conference last weekend, and then I see what's going on, and I see the stuff that seems to matter to people. These gaming resorts and all of this stuff, they bring about a certain kind of action to the world. It brings about a certain kind of action to whatever community it's attached to. And when I think about Diddy's trial, when I think about the fact that we were at a conference where we were actually there with victims of S traffic to the
Hmm.
king and all of that, um to sit there and to speak with victims who to sit on a panel and speak with victims who were actually everything that I've been talking about that the industry does to people, that it does to children, to sit there with people who actually went through it. um it's wild when you're talking about something and you're explaining it to someone. It's a different thing when you're sitting there and you're talking to the people who you've been talking about in real life, who thank you. Um, Say thank you, Jag. God bless you, Jag. We pray for you every day. Thank you. Thank you for, and we're worried about casinos.
Well,
That's what we're worried about.
they had protested last week in because in Midtown. A protest was held on Wednesday outside the public hearing about whether the Caesars Palace Corporation can operate a casino in Times Square. So the
Good. It
project
should
was
be.
is they're talking about Rock Nation opening a casino in Times Square. Residents came out to voice their opinion during the public Midtown hearing. The public is facing fierce opposition from the Broadway community. So they have a marquee. 16 of the theaters have a marquee that says "No Times Square Casino."
And guess what?
Yeah,
I'm praying that they get what they want, because the truth is it's going to ruin Broadway.
yeah,
It's going to ruin Broadway. And they know it. And this is what hip hop is about. Like, this isn't what hip hop was about. This is not what the beloved community that I grew up in was about. Matter of fact, hip hop used to make fun of all of this snazzy, crazy stuff, and just this is not what it is for. And now look at it. It seems like the only thing that hip hop does is promote social genocide, greed, uh,
mhm.
you know, prostitute, stuff, and the professional sex workers,
Mm,
and just this is not what we were
mm.
supposed. This is not what hip hop was supposed to be encouraging. It's not. It's just not. And
Not at all.
I hate the fact that when I listen to people overseas and they start rapping, the only thing they want to talk about, especially if they singing girls lyrics, and a bad bitch didn't this, and my Uchi this, and the da 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 da, and it's like, this is so not cute. Yes, and gambling is an addiction, so I don't see how promoting things that create addiction is good for anyone's community. I just don't. It's totally destructive. It's totally destructive. Just like I don't understand how, in order to be a successful rap artist, you have to have 80 million reconstructive surgeries because the way you showed up wasn't good enough. You know, it's just it's all going downhill. And then, the next thing you know, you look at you look at Northwest.
Oh man. Mm-mm-mm.
It's just women bashing lyrics and women bashing themselves and each other in lyrics. Like it's gotten to the point where it's just the disrespect of it all. It's the disrespect of it all. It's no different than going to a strip club and hearing gospel music. You know what I mean? It has the same effect. In my opinion, it has the
Mm,
same effect.
mm.
Salute to Kurt Franklin for making sure that we had gospel music in strip clubs. So, it's like, has anybody seen pictures of Northwest recently? Have
You see,
any of y'all
if my
seen?
if my camera wasn't, if this phone wasn't gang banging, I was gonna show some pictures, but yeah.
Maybe the phone is having a
Mm.
hard time processing and understanding how pictures like that
Oh, that.
of a child. Oh, yeah. Me and
No, oh,
Elijah.
here it is. Here it is. Here it is. See, I can't. Yeah, look at that.
She's 12 years old. She's 12 years old.
I'm trying to send this, and it's just tripping.
She's 12 years old. That's a 12-year-old
That's a
little
shame.
girl wearing a bustier
12, looking
in a
like she
mini
about 16, 17.
in a mini skirt. Okay? 12. Now,
Look like Vlad. They look like Vlad back there with him. Like that kind of looks like DJ Vlad. And she looks
he
bigger than
ain't
her
no
mama
DJ. Please
and
stop
thicker than her
calling
mama.
Vladimir Lyuski a DJ.
Mm-mm-mm. It's sad because I look at my daughter, my oldest daughter, and they look kind of similar. And I'm like, this girl's way younger. At least my daughter's almost 20, right? Like, this is crazy.
I'm just trying to understand exactly. I said the same thing. She looks like a Bratz doll. She looks like a Bratz doll. My thing is you got Blue Ivy running around with a bustier on 12, 13. Uh, I mean, you can call that advanced, Yam J. I don't want to call that advanced because you know what I call it? I call it exploitation. That's what I
Exactly.
call it. That child is being exploited.
Exactly.
Anybody who is online, listen to me. She the same age little Tay Tay was. Little Tay was when she first started getting online, talking about she was going to be a
Yeah.
famous rapper and all that. I want everybody to think about that. She's the same age. Little Tay was 11, 12 years old when she got online talking
Mm-hmm.
about she was going to be a famous
Mm-hmm.
rapper. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, it's bride and groom behavior. Of course it is.
Exactly.
Of course it is.
Exactly.
And that's her mother. Oh,
That's why you got that. That is why you got that.
oh.
Because we got to start really speaking out. And this is what Kanye was talking about. That's why I was like, I'm not mad at Ye for
How
standing
many
up for his
accounts
kids.
does that weirdo have?
What happened?
Well, no, there's some predator that just got blocked from here again, and that's funny because this person has been blocked on numerous occasions before. I got a picture of it. Um,
Oh, okay.
no,
We might just have
but
to send that name to my people so that they can get that. They can just do what they need to do to it. That's
you want to
crazy.
know what I don't understand? Why are people saying leave those kids alone? These kids are being exploited.
You should not, as a responsible father, you should not leave your kids in the hands of some people who could potentially groom your child. We already know what Kim Kardashian, like I said, I'm not saying she would do anything, but come on. We already know we know what it
It
is.
was just a few months ago Kanye was screaming out that they were doing stuff with his children, that they were doing stuff to his kids. Just a few months ago he was saying something about it. Just a few months ago. There was no other way to look at it
Hmm.
other than that. Little Tay was
Yep.
online trying to rap, being fast, being grown, and she just turned 18. And guess what? All of the men that have been watching her and that have been using her to pleasure themselves with all of these years finally got to see all of her. This was her hustle. This was her hustle. This is exactly where these kids are headed. And I've been saying this for so long. These celebrity children. These celebrity children.
Jag, that
Can you do me a favor? Can you find an old picture of Drew Barrymore when she was hooked on the cocaine when she was 11, 12 years old and how she was dressing?
I wish I could. This video thing is just gang banging right now. Um, I need to just get my Apple phone for yeah, because this thing is tripping. But I know what you're talking about. Her being
When
young
Drew
and being
Barrymore,
hooked,
when Drew
being
Barrymore, and
hooked.
understand this, Drew Barrymore is around my age. When Drew Barrymore, she was 13 when they had to put her in rehab because she was already addicted to the cocaine. She was already turned out. She was already being partied on, and she had been partying since she was 9 years old in Hollywood. Yeah, yeah, she started at 7.
Yeah,
You want to know what trips me out? Drew Barrymore knows exactly how dangerous Hollywood is for all of these kids. She's living proof of how these things go so wrong and tear these children up. And guess what? She don't say nothing. She don't say nothing. She should be the main one leading the charge. But see, everybody in Hollywood, they're all in on it. I'm sorry. And it's just sad to me. It's just sad to me. It's sad to me.
and not to cut you off. That is what I'm hearing about the Malcolm Jamal Warner situation because he knew and he was going to start talking. I know people. Shout out to my guy Jazzy B, who's in my documentary Set in the West. He was like one of the first West Coast young rappers out here, like before Crisscross was Crisscross. Jazzy D was that dude, and he was rapping and doing what he's doing up under Ice T. And oh, he done told me some stories. Grown ass women, man. But that's a whole nother convo. But what you're talking about, these child victims, we really should be talking to these child victims for real to prevent it. We got to prevent this from happening.
We're watching it happen right in our faces, and ain't nobody saying nothing. No, everybody wanna go to the next tour date, or buy the next piece of crazy whatever kind of merchandise. Oh, you remember when little Nas X and those little devil shoes that was supposed to have the real life
Oh yeah, yeah.
hemoglobin in it, hemoglobin
The Satan
carrier in it.
shoes,
Yeah, yeah,
Satan
it's
shoes,
Satan
right?
shoes, and now look at them. Now look at Miley, all of them, and we sitting here talking about casinos and how it's good for the environment and good for the community and the jobs it's gonna create. Whoopty whoopty woo and yada
Now,
yada yada. Mm.
now, what I want to say is, who's the one little young African kid who's known for his famous meme of right? So shout out to him because he said he missed out on millions of dollars because he didn't want to promote liquor or gambling because he was state wanted to invest in him and he refused it. Liquor companies refused it. He said basically, yeah, he has a lot of young and he influences a lot of young kids, and he don't want to push that on them. And he's a Muslim, so shout out to him. Shout out to that brother by having morals. Some people, it's money over morals. That's pretty much what most of Hollywood is: money over morals. That's why you got the gay for pay and all that. You get what I'm saying? Money over morals.
Actually, no, he's not in London now. They're supposed to be buying or have bought, or at least it's been taken off the market, something in the Cotswolds. And the Cotswolds isn't London, it's outside of London. It's a very 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 excluded exclusive area. It's where, Ellen ran to and moved to, and Simon Cowell ran to, so yeah, the Cotswolds. And it's it, honestly, it's starting to just look like a place where a bunch of, the teleporters are moving. It it's wild. It's wild. It's just wild. Well, they're not saying that the sale is official yet. Mel Tucker, they're saying that it's off the market, so it's supposed to be. I don't know. I really don't care. It's like the countryside. It's What I do know is these people who are involved in all of these ritualistic practices and things of that nature, they tend to like a lot of privacy where they live. A lot of privacy. And they like
Yeah, you
living in
see,
areas where law enforcement, you know, um enjoys being paid off the books, allegedly.
well, that's what I was
So
about to say. You see all this stuff going on in LA with, like 10 people got shot in LA or pow pow in LA. And, you know what that's going to do? That's going to make the block hot and it's going to just have, they're already talking about, more police presence and they're going to do this and they're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. But there's so much stuff that happens in the backdrop of communities, like you just said, Calabasas and all these other places. And there's no call for more policing with their situations, though. It's very
oh, they
funny.
said the deals are done on English news. Interesting.
Oh, so they're moving. They're moving.
Hmm.
Bay and Jay getting out of the way. Is that what it is?
Well, understand this. Whatever they're doing, I don't care. I don't care what any of these people are doing. You know, a lot of people have had a lot of things to say, and a lot of people want to make an act, lobby accusations and conspiracy theory sizing me and all of that weirdo stuff. But what I don't like is constant diversion. That's what I don't like. I don't like diversion, and I don't like fraudulent behavior. I just don't. Well, if it's finalized, then it's finalized. The last that I heard, it was just off the market. But if it's finalized, then you're vexed about it. I mean, I can understand why. I can understand why, but the one thing that we've come to realize and know in this world is that if you have enough money and you have enough political zhush in this area or another, you can do a lot. You can get away with a
They'll look
lot.
after you. Yep. Yep.
What I'm not understanding is why is nobody in Hollywood having anything to say about Northwest? Kanye West spoke very highly and very loudly and he was livid about what he believed was happening with his children. And now we see Kim Kardashian running around with, you know, little Northwest looking like a snack for the devil. I don't I'm not understand. Yeah.
I don't understand either. Ridiculous.
Um
You hear me?
you want to know what else? Yeah, I hear you. You want to know what else I don't understand? How anybody who says that they're a friend of Kanye West or calls themselves a friend of Kanye West ain't got nothing to say. And you know, I've been noticing the comments on the channel and I'm going to address it because there seems to be a lot of, you know, people lobbying on my channel on the Jaguar Right Effect regarding Candace
For
Owens.
Candace,
Yeah,
candy ass. Candy.
yeah. There seems to be a lot of lobbying and oh she's this and oh she's that and Jag you should see her receipts and she's going after predators and she's going after this and she's going after that in France.
What
You know
about the ones here?
where I was over the weekend, you know that a million children missing, gone. A million missing children gone here in the United States, not in France, not in Israel, nope, 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 here. Uh I'm just trying to understand it. And a lot of people are saying a lot of things, but oh, she's supposed to be friends with Kanye and she cares so much about Kanye and she's going after perverts and she's going after this and she's going after that, but she ain't saying nothing about Northwest as a mother. As a mother. Oh, she's trying to take down predators and she's trying to take down this and I know what they did to Kanye and these are predators. These are predators. These are predators. These are predators. Well, what the hell are the Kardashians? And what are they
Boom.
doing with your friend's child? And you got nothing to say. You got nothing to say. It's wild to me. It's wild to me. But I'm gonna have a few more things to say because people seem to be really there seems to be a whole lot of just a whole lot of hero worship here on YouTube, and it seems like when it comes to certain people, there's just certain people that people want to bow down to and they don't want to pay attention to. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've been saying for quite some times that I feel as though there is all kinds of deep state collusion happening here on this app. I'm
You
just
don't
saying,
think we're gonna get down to the bottom of it? Because I believe I believe it. What you're saying is true,
let's be
and yeah,
clear.
we gotta get down to the bottom of it.
Let's be clear. For someone who heralds Tucker Carlson as their number one everything, as their number one this, as their number one that, and Tucker Carlson, Tucker Carlson, Tucker Carlson, oh, and my friend Tucker, and Tucker, and Tucker, and Tucker. Like I swear to God, like she says it like she's doing a commercial for Coca-Cola. And yet nobody's paying attention to the fact that Tucker Carlson is deeply. involved and tied to the CIA.
Allegedly,
I
are we gonna throw
mean,
that out there, or do
I
we
mean,
got
we
facts?
we can say allegedly, but I just got finished watching a young man named Demetrius who goes by Dee Dee's Got a Podcast here on YouTube. And I've seen
I
a
know
couple
who he is.
I've looked up a couple of different, yeah, but he wasn't the only place where I saw it. I actually saw it myself, where Tucker Carlson went out of his way to sit there and lie and say that he didn't know. Like he was sitting there talking to Candace and he lied in the interview with Candace saying, "Oh yeah, people were saying that my dad was a part of the CIA, and I had no idea, and I didn't find out until he passed away." But then you go back and look at interviews that he did from 20 years ago, where he's sitting there talking about how he went on CIA field trips with his father. He knew very well so his father what was when he was talking, oh my God, Lebanon, trips to South America, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so the CIA connection, that makes sense because I do remember somebody, I'm not going to say his name,
And
Tariq
then,
Nasheed,
in an interview, he
Tariq
actually,
Nasheed was sitting with him.
oh,
I find that interesting.
no, he actually admitted that he lies when he's under pressure. Like, uh, Tucker Carlson is a CIA. If his father was taking him on CIA field trips as a young man, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, guys, I am sorry. But there is absolutely no way to see that he's not an operative. In my opinion, he would have to be an operative to be trusted to be that close. Mm, mm-mm. Now, I want y'all to think about Intel. Maybe the reason why Candace Owens Intel on the French president and his wife and what's going on over there with that ring over there. Maybe the reason why the intel is so good is because it came from the CIA.
Mm, maybe, huh? Maybe.
Let's just be clear. She ran with all of these receipts and she's not worried about this and she's got this receipt and she's got that receipt. I'm going to tell you something right now. The CIA would have, in my opinion, would have the most fantastic receipts on overseas this and overseas that because that's what they're supposed to be focused on, not on American citizens.
You're going in and out. What's going on with you?
I don't know. Can
Your
you hear
sound.
me? Can you hear me?
I hear you now. You good now?
I just don't understand. You know, I think people thought that I was going after Candace because I was just looking for a clout chase moment. No, I actually I give a damn about what's going on in my country and I give a damn about what people are doing in this country and what they're not doing. And I'm going to tell you something right now. A CIA operative operating on a social media construct, in my opinion, is a very dangerous thing. Dangerous. Because what the CIA does is they go in and they destabilize other governments to make it easier for them to be overthrown. When you have people implementing those tactics domestically, that is an issue. That is a problem. Everything, every other word she's got coming out of her mouth. Oh, well, Tucker Carlson and Tucker Carlson. Is Tucker her handler? Like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand why people are so easily, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Oh, everyone is all tied up. Oh, they are so tied up into this whole, oh my goodness. Oh, the story that she's doing on Brigitte Macron is amazing. The receipts are, oh, they're amazing. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm gonna tell you what I do know about a CIA operation. If they got you looking very heavy in one area, it's because they don't want you looking in another.
Mm.
Tucker Carlson has been a commentator and a newscaster for Fox News for years. And his father was a CIA operative. Now he's
Mm.
been caught talking about it. He's been caught admitting it. He's admitted to lying about it. But just recently, he sat down and did a interview with his buddy Candace Owens, saying he had no idea his dad was in the CIA until after his father died. Like, stop it.
Cap, he over there capping now.
You know what? Let me see if I can find the audio. Let me see if I
Oh, there
can
you go.
find it.
Go
Let me
ahead.
see if I can pull up the audio on it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. No, because see, like I said, I am not no fan. I am not a fan of Nick Fuentes at all. He's a bona fide racist. I think he's a terrible, just his, and see, and that's sad because when you have somebody who is as smart and intelligent as he is, hold on a second, let me see. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. But he flipped and turned on her. And I mean, him and Candace, they clean that up so nice. They clean that up so nice. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find. Hold on a second. I'm about to pull it up.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Especially the whole Kanye West connection and him allegedly being
Wow.
NK Ultra and
Well, I find it interesting that Tucker has sat with a few notable individuals. Tariq Nasheed,
oh yeah,
he's taken well, Ice Cube actually took him on a ride in the hood.
oh yeah,
Uh, when he was basically he was using it to promote Big Three.
yeah. Hold on a second.
Carlson being caught in a lie, stating that
Shout
he
out to
didn't find
Dee
this
Dee's Got
out
a
until either
Podcast. Fair
right
use.
before or right after his dad passed away. But now that's been proven to be a lie. You did know, and you say that yourself that you knew a very long time ago that your dad was a part of the CIA, bro. And he's attacking my dad. CIA's dad to the CIA or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's untrue. And my father dies, and I learn actually, yeah, it was involved in that world. Completely shocked by it. So no one has to believe me, but that's just a fact. Right. This was in March of this year, and so when I applied to CIA, and I
Pause. Now that was Tucker Carlson talking to Candace Owens about his dad being involved in the CIA. I'm going to rewind that just a little bit.
All right, running back. part of the establishment for many years. He worked for Fox News for many years. I believe he used to work for CNN. And probably the biggest blow is Tucker Carlson's dad used to work for the CIA. And Tucker Carlson being caught in a lie, stating that he didn't find this out until either right before or right after his dad passed away. But now that's been proven to be a lie. You did know, and you say that yourself that you knew a very long time ago that your dad was a part of the CIA, bro. And
Fair
he's
use.
attacking my dad. The CIA is dead to the CIA or whatever. And I'm like, that's untrue. And my father dies, and I learn actually, yeah, it was involved in that world. Completely shocked by it. So no one has to believe me, but that's just a fact. Right. This was in March of this year.
Right.
And so when I applied to CIA, and I've taken a lot of crap, including from Putin, like, oh, you're from a CIA family. Like, yeah, obviously my father worked in conjunction with CIA. I mean, that's what that is. And I tried to join the CIA. He had a bunch of
And I tried to join it. Did y'all just hear that?
Hmm. Hmm.
Now he went from saying that his father had nothing to do with the CIA and he didn't find out until after his father died and how he was shocked. But you rewind 15 years before that in an interview, Tucker Carlson just said that out of his mouth. His father he comes from a CIA background and he tried to be, what?
Right. This was in March of this year. And so when I applied to CIA, and I've taken a lot of crap, including from Putin, like, oh, you're from a CIA family. Well, yeah, obviously my father worked in conjunction with CIA. I mean, that's what that is. And I tried to join the CIA. He had a bunch of He ran the Voice of America for a long time, maybe 5 or 6 years. He was an ambassador in Africa, and then he ran something called the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. I mean, the guy who took out Mossadegh lived on my street. Roosevelt CIA officer. So, I mean, again, I grew up around this stuff, but that's why it's not happening. But they say that we did so many other things. I mean, exactly. My dad worked with CIA. I was never against CIA. I thought only like dumb liberals were against CIA, and traitors or whatever. So my views on CIA have evolved based on things that I have seen and personally experienced. You took a pretty well with
Okay.
your father. Was that about a year
That's
and a half ago?
that's enough because I don't want to. Come on. I like you
Fair
know how I am
use.
about people's content.
Fair use,
So
fair
just
use,
just
fair
kill
use.
that
Thank
right
you, sir.
there. No, no, no. Just kill it right there, and let's go ahead and listen, or let's react to what we're hearing. Because for the most part, I'm glad that the young brothers over here exposing it because I didn't know too much about a lot of these people's background, Tucker Carlson, etc. I know of them up in the media. I know that he brought Tariq Nasheed on some years back. He's
It's really
you know,
interesting that Tariq
he's very
Nasheed.
well. Yeah, yeah. We'll run back on that because that whole situation. He went after the homegirl Friday.
I know.
Yeah, we gonna have to chop it up. We gonna have to we gonna have to talk about that in general. Um, but overall, back to Tucker. I think that was the first time I really knew of that guy because of his interactions that he had with Tariq Nasheed. Now, like I said, I know he promoted Ice Cube. Ice Cube took him on
A
a tour
tour.
through the hood, and you got to peep the play on that. I understand where Ice Cube was coming from because he was also talking about his disappointment with Biden, I believe, and Biden never really took him up on his offer because he had the contract for Black America. Well, a lot of black women got mad about that. That's a whole nother conversation. But Carlson, I was going Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, I said it again, Freudian slip, right? Tucker
Hmm.
Carlson is an interesting fella. That's very interesting that he has those ties to those alphabet boys like that. So you bringing up the fact that Candace Owens, well, people are just missing. They're missing a point that you're making, right?
Apparently.
And your point is,
And my point is when you have a social media pundit pretending to care about the best interests of the United States people, being called out by a very, very, very angry racist white man. Young man.
Mm. Hispanic man. Let's call it what it is.
Well, he's a Spaniard. So
He's no, he ain't no Spaniard. He speak a Spanish. He's Spanish. He's Mexican. How about
well,
that? He
I
don't
don't
speak a
know.
Spanish. He Mexican. He Mexican. That's what he is.
Allegedly, but he's supposed to be good old Catholic, and he's supposed to be white Spanish, not.
He speak a Spanish. He's a white Mexican. I get it. Yeah. Okay. I give him that. White Mexican.
My point is, the second that I saw him calling Candace Owens out and her husband and their attachment to deep state operatives, yeah, I became
Yeah.
very, very, very interested in what was going on. Very interested in what was going on because they have this woman sitting here online, literally swaying the thoughts and opinions of Americans.
Mm.
How many people did she lobby to? And let's be clear, there's a lot of us who are here who are content creators on this construct. If we say certain things and 111 on those likes, if we say certain things, our videos get flagged, our videos get demonetized. Candace Owens is
Indeed.
allowed to say the R word. Candace Owens is allowed to say the M word. Candace Owens is allowed to say all kinds of words. And her videos get promoted through the algorithm. Heavy, super heavy.
Super.
So, my question is, how is it possible for somebody who's just supposed to be an independent content creator sitting here promoting good American values tied to people that are tied to all kinds of Islamic State this or Israeli that?
Mm.
She say one thing in the front, it's another thing going on in the back.
It's like that joke back in the day about the liquor in the front, the poker in the rear. I'm talking about the liquor in the front, and they got poker in the rear. So I don't want the algorithm to think that I'm over here making nasty um, jokes. All right, go ahead.
It is very, very, very dangerous. And considering that Tucker Carlson is the person that she accredits to all of her 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 good lobbying and oh well my friend Tucker and my friend Tucker and my friend Tucker. Is Tucker writing all your commentary too? Is Tucker who you getting all of your notes from?
Mm,
Where all of these notes
mm,
about the French president coming from? Hmm?
mm,
I mean, she was willing to take, commentary and news stories from French journalists and trust the technology that they gave her. That proves that Brigitte Macron is a man and whoopty whoopty woo and yada 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 and so forth. Which, by the way, none of that stuff has been verified yet. But the second that she gets called out on it, and the second that the lawsuit comes through, all of a sudden now she's tripling down, and now there's all of this investigation into these human teleporting rings and her family, and this is why because see I knew there was something nefarious and there was statutory this and there was statutory that, and I knew, and we couldn't stop going, and we couldn't stop going. I mean, the intel, don't get me wrong, the intel is dazzling. It's the kind of intel that you would get from an intelligence agent.
well, sounds like somebody went on a dummy mission. That's what it sounds like. And somebody's the fall guy.
And
Um,
everything. Oh, Tucker this and Tucker that and Tucker this and Tucker that and Tucker this and Tucker that. And yet Tucker's attached to the Central Intelligence agency for the United States, they would have all of that information. You know, after she got booted from, cause she's been kicked around quite a bit.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
She's been kicked around quite a bit, and when you know she got kicked out of Turning Point, she got real ambitious. You look at that marriage. Even I had no idea about her marriage. The more I find out, the more I'm interested. Did you know that they only dated for 3 weeks before they got married?
No, really? That's crazy.
That's less time
What?
than me and Goomba.
Really? Goddamn.
Yeah.
Damn.
They went out on a couple of dates for 3 weeks, and he said, "Hey, do you want to get married?" And she said, "Sure, why not?" And they got married.
She said, yeah, you damn white I want to get married. That's what she said. Allegedly.
But then again, her husband is tied to, him and
Tech
Milo, him
and
and Big
yeah,
Tech,
yeah, yeah. I did the research on
and then
him. Yeah,
and then Tucker Carlson. Yeah, but Tucker Carlson, JD Vance,
yeah,
like all of those companies where
yeah.
they were kicking money back and forth. The
I got
Tucker.
where you're going with it. I got where you're going with it. I got where you're going with this. I'm not gonna say
Oh,
it because, I get it. I got where you're going.
oh. Like I said, I've always found her a very divisive and dangerous individual. I also see her as the kind of person that doesn't like to lose, and as much as she got kicked around on the right, and I can also see why somebody like Nick Fuentes would be pissed off with her because, as far as he is concerned, he is a true American patriot, and he's getting cut off at the
He-
knees. He's getting cut off at the knees while a black girl is ingratiating her way into the areas that he feels as though he belongs to be.
right.
Which is why I
Did you
said
see?
I don't have a hard time believing anything that he has to say regarding Candace Owens and her husband, George Farmer, who was handpicked by
No.
somebody who has ties to Palantir and the intelligence community.
Now, side note, did you see the Jubilee video with her against, what was it, 20 feminists?
Yeah, I saw it.
Not to be promoting Jubilee, because I'm starting to kind of look at them side eye, and there's a reason why. They're ran by an Asian person, and the Asian person, Asian American guy, he had fit from, well, shit from Fresh and Fit or Funk and Shit,
They had
whatever. My
Princella in the
They
mix.
had
And
Priscilla, but
Princella is a whole fraud. She is a
listen to what
whole
they
Texas
listen
fraud.
listen to where I'm coming from. You see all of the divisiveness that they will put on there, and it's mainly, black Americans against Caribbean Americans, and black women against black men, and but you don't see Asian. They're not talking about what goes on with the Asian culture
Oh,
for
God, no.
that Jubilee.
God, no.
So we got to start paying attention to who's running what on social media. So if you guys are not familiar with what I'm talking about, there's a channel called Jubilee. I honestly thought it was ran and owned by Amanda Seals because Amanda Seals debated 20 black liberal, no, 20 black conservatives. And she handled up on them. I'll give her that. She handled up on them.
She really
And I'm like,
didn't,
oh,
in
okay.
my opinion. And I'm going to tell you why.
She
Because
handled up. She handled
listen to me. Listen to me. She shut a lot of people down. She spit a lot of stuff. She said there were a lot of things. All she said was, "Is I don't agree with you because I believe this and I believe that and I believe this and I believe that." And the truth is, everything that was thrown at her, it was all softballs. It was all meatballs. Personally, I think that entire exhibition was staged.
Of course it was, Jack.
And the
See,
reason,
I'll give
and I
credit.
can believe that because Princella is
Well,
a
yeah,
whole fraud,
yeah.
allegedly.
Well, okay. Well, what I'll say is this. Yeah, I'm under the impression that that whole thing was a setup. We know what it is. That's why I said I thought she owned that organization. I honestly thought she owned that company, but it's come to find out it's owned by some Asian guy. And oh, okay, so now I'm starting to see the agenda, the stuff that they slant, yada yada yada. So okay, boom, that's what it is. So yeah, but I would say she handled up, but you're right because they didn't really like if you were to put someone like let me see. Oh, I think um, who was a conservative that would just like I don't know, but you would like they did hit her with kid gloves a little bit. You get what I'm saying? That's why I say she handled up.
It was all
But back to
softball questions. Nobody bothered to ask her anything. Nobody bothered to get into anything real. Nobody hit her with anything. And the so-called feminists, they were just sitting there spouting a bunch of stuff that you could. I mean, like it was all real coffee table politics.
mm, mm, that's what we calling it.
Nobody
Mm,
bothered.
mm.
Nobody bothered to try to challenge her on any of her beliefs or anything in where
Nobody
she
really went
stands.
in.
No,
Nobody really went in. Yeah,
no, and they
yeah,
were
you're right.
all so busy, and they were all so busy trying to act like they were so offended by her that they didn't bother to ask her anything. Not anything real. I'm sick and tired of seeing all of these stage so-called uh exhibitions. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody. Yes, it requires a lot of intelligence to be able to sit there and remember as many facts and details or whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh
all well, I mean that all depends on, I mean, we can't see through the fourth wall. We don't know if there's a teleprompter there or not. Once upon a time,
yeah.
people used to try to convince all of us that Jay-Z had a photographic memory and he could remember every last one of his rhymes and he could memorize all of this and memorize all of that. And I used to believe that until I saw the teleprompter in the floor.
mm, mm. The teleprompter on the floor is the equivalent of the emperor has no clothes, as if the rapper has no flows.
Understand this. Understand this. When you're dealing with media, you have to ask yourself what is real. And the truth is, as long as people look at it and as long as people see it on the screen or they see a picture or they see something, people just believe whatever they see.
You're right.
They
What
believe
is what
whatever they
is
see.
real? What is real versus when I say real REAL versus what is real
R
REEL.
E L, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
REEL. What's real and what's real.
You know, a lot of us fall for a lot of illusions. Um, I got an issue with a social media person with an elusive background in journalism, you know, who seems to have made friends with all of the right people. She got married to, we married into the right family, spitting out the kids, making it look real, making it look good. But when your number one point person in media has ties to the CIA, ties as strong as Tucker Carlson, um, and he's been caught in lies, she's been caught in lies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's something wrong there. And it's not a matter of jealousy. It's not a matter of anything. It's a matter of agendas and what agenda is being pushed, what is going on there, what is real. Sorry, controlled opposition, and with the kind of numbers that she's getting, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 75,000 people in lives. She has a bigger platform than Don Lemon, and Don Lemon was on CNN for how many years? He's struggling to make it to a million.
Yeah.
For Don Lemon to start his own cast here on YouTube and not be able to make it to 2 million in weeks with as many years as
Yeah.
he was on CNN sounds crazy. Crazy. And if it's all about people being Trump haters, there was not a bigger Trump hater than Don Lemon, but I guess he's just not the inside guy anymore. They got Candace Owens now. That should scare us all. Because if they're spending this much time focusing on the French president and the wife and the all of the illegal teleporting going on over there, and then we go to a conference this past weekend, and there's a million children missing in the United States, and the American people are more concerned about what's happening in France and what's happening over there than what's happening here. That means they don't want us to see what's happening here. I'm sorry. See, I think on a very, 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 very big scale. So sometimes a lot of people miss what I'm trying to say. They get caught up into the small thing of it, and people, oh my goodness. But Jag, I'm with Candace on this one because have you seen her receipts? Have you seen her receipts? I tell you what I have seen. I sat on a panel and I sat with a young woman who came from South Africa who was being SCX'd, you know, moved around in the entertainment industry from South Africa to America, the very things that I have been talking about, the very things that I have been warning the world about, the very things that I've been saying, celebrity children, children who work in the entertainment industry, all of these things we need to be focusing more on that. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care about what's going on in France. Why are we more focused about what's happening here? People talking about 300 children and missing. No, we are talking about, yes, like Rihanna,
Mm. Mm.
because
Yeah.
ain't nobody explaining that story. Still, yet we sat with Ilanka. We sat on panel with Ilanka and we talked about how, oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie. Part of the reason why you guys haven't seen a lot of me this week is because I'm still triggered. I am. I'm still triggered. We were at a child SCX, and we were sitting on
Oh wait,
panel.
no, wait. You gotta clear that up. You talking about we was at a child? No, where were we?
We were
At
at a
a conference.
conference talking about
Okay.
children
Okay.
SCX, moving
Yes.
around
Yeah.
and they cover it up and they cover it up and they cover it up and they cover it up. Meanwhile, there's a million children missing right now, and all anybody wants to hear about is whether or not Brigitte Macron has a penis. I'm sorry. And the very person that's leading the charge, her so-called friend, who she knows what the industry did to him and how terrible what happened to him, and whoopty whoopty woo, but she still ain't telling nobody what actually happened to him. And his child is being paraded around by a mother who is a daughter of the woman who's in bed, well, not in bed literally, but figuratively, with Lou Taylor, who ruined Britney Spears' life and God knows how many other people's life. I don't understand.
Mm.
Ow. And this is what I mean. Our people so easily, and I mean easily, which just bewitched into looking in the other direction, into looking the other way, into not paying attention. For crying out loud. Since when do the matters of France matter to America? I do not understand. I talk
The
way
only
more
time
than
it mattered, the only
mm,
time it mattered was during the War of 1812, right? Or no, the French American War. Yeah, yeah. It's the only time it mattered.
I'm still trying to understand why. Why is it all so elusive? Like, how is it? Like, what's wrong with Americans? Like, has it gotten to the point where everyone is like a dog out in the field, and all you gotta do is see a squirrel, and you go chase the squirrel down the street, and you forgot what you was doing? Like, I don't understand.
Well, I done already broke that down. The attention span of most people on this planet right now is shortened because of the way media is, and you also got to think about AI.
Ooh,
We can see you. What are you doing?
my bad.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
I'm moving around.
Yeah, so yeah, people have a short attention span. So yeah.
Yeah, and apparently it's okay to have a short attention span, because if you have a short attention span, then you don't ever have to pay attention to what they're selling you, what they're lying to you about, what they you just I don't get it. I don't get it. I tell you that going to the conference this weekend and sitting there with real life, real life, victims. Victims who are sitting there corroborating everything that I've had to say, saying Jaguar's telling the truth because this happened to me. Jaguar's telling the truth because that happened to me. I went through this. I went through that. Oh my God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jaguar, for saying everything that you said, because people haven't been believing. People haven't been this. People haven't been that. It's wild. It's like people really just don't want to believe. They don't want to believe. And that has to change. Like, for real, that has to change. That has to end. We have to stop turning a blind eye, because there are
Yeah,
people out there that are still hurting. There are people. Again, I wonder what's really going on in the Cotswolds. I really do wonder what's going on out there.
we might have to put some people boots on the ground to go check out, go find out what's up.
Like, I'm really, really, really curious into what that's all about, because it ain't looking too good. It ain't making too much sense to me.
Nah.
It doesn't. There are just way too many lookaways and look past. And everyone's sitting here praising people. Praising people. Oh, look at the great job you're doing. Look at the great job you're doing. Meanwhile, you're allegedly over here being coached by someone who has long standing engagement or at least adjacency to the
Mm,
CIA.
mm, mm,
All of that information about Brigitte Macron, about the Macron family, about all of this and all of that. CIA agent be able to give you that information just like that.
mm-hmm.
Just like that. That would take nothing. Take less than nothing to pull that off. All you have to do is read. Meanwhile, the American public is just sitting here, oh my goodness. Oh, look at her. Look at what she's doing. She's going after the predators. She's going after this. Her own friend's child is being G-roomed in front of all of America with a
Mm-hmm.
questionable background. Questionable background to say the least. Family members and family ties to all kinds of sickness in Hollywood attached to Lou Taylor, that awful church that Diddy is a member of and sat on the board for and paid tithes to, which, by the way, the church is a class A way to launder all kinds of illegal funds
Mm-hmm.
without being questioned. You know, I'm sorry, but yeah, I think people need to wake up. I think
No,
people
you're
need to
right.
wake up, and people need to stop being so. As much as I hate to say it, you need to stop getting excited every time you run into a cute black girl that can read and and can speak up to white people. Y'all need to stop being so you know swayed by that. Because that's the sad part about
Right.
it. A lot of people buy into the Candace machine because they're just happy to see an intelligent black woman standing up to white people. That it really is that trifling. It really is that trifling. They don't care where her intel's coming from. They don't care how she's getting it. They don't care who's running her. They don't care who's saying what and what's saying who. They just happy to see her. Oh, look at her, the smart black girl. Oh, she's so smart. Oh, look, she's not afraid of any of them. Oh, she can stand up to all of them. They get excited about that.
Mm.
And whether they want to admit it or not, that speaks to the low key racism that we're still dealing with as a country. It really is. It really is speaking to that. I'm sorry. I think we need to. I think people need to take a deeper look. I do. I think
Yeah.
people need to take a deeper look, and I think people need to stop being so so beguiled.
Mm.
Yeah, she's got that lawsuit and she can't pay. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. If your CIA buddies are busy telling you that they're gonna help you make it to the other side of it, as long as you keep doing this while they're pulling the wool over America's eyes on something else that they don't want people to say, she's probably gonna believe them. Color doesn't dictate intelligence. I know. But you know what? A lot of people thinks it
No.
does. A lot of people think it does. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that black people are inferior, whether it's true or not. They do. Now, I think most of us know that it's not true, but that doesn't stop all kinds of weirdos from believing it because they do. They buy right into it. So when they see it, an intelligent black person comes along, it's like seeing a giraffe in real life or a unicorn, and it's really not special at all. Some people are intelligent, some people are not. Some people have great communication skills, some people do not. Some people are excellent talkers, some people are excellent thinkers. What happens when you take an amazing thinker and an amazing talker and you put them together? You got a hell of a team. You know, I wish people didn't get so I wish people didn't get so, jarred by me. I really don't mean anyone harm. I don't. I just don't like seeing people be fooled. And people are very easily fooled these days. Very easily fooled. People want to believe things, you know? I remember the first person that I saw that I wanted to believe. I didn't want to believe they were the devil. I didn't want to believe they were a bad person. I wanted to believe that they were everything that they said they were. And then I found out the truth. I found out how stupid I was. Because the truth is, I wanted to believe that that person was everything because of the way they looked to me. You know, our biases, our biases trap us up all the time. You know, I used to say all the time people would fall for my ex-husband's foolishness because he wore that $2,000 suit so well. And because he knew how to behave in front of white people, like his daddy used to say. You know, his dad would come over to our house. Oh man, y'all doing good, man. Y'all living like the white people living. This is so good. I used to get so offended when he would say that. Y'all living like white folk.
What does that even mean?
Exactly. I tell you what it meant for him. It meant that the way we were living was too good for black people. That's what it meant to him. And that's sad. That's sad. But there's so many people that think like that. So many people think like that. So many people are stuck in archaic beliefs. So many people.
All
And
right,
without,
all right, all right. I don't like going. I do not like going over 2 hours.
oh my bad, going ahead.
But no, 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 no. I appreciate the drop, and I appreciate what you're saying. And honestly, I think we might not need to. We may need to continue this conversation, and maybe we need to do this over on your channel. And truth be told, I want to do a lot more on our Patreons because even this topic that we're talking about just to start more on the page that was the podcast over. And in fact, I produced one tonight. But I'm the behind knowledge that I know and the stuff that he told me. I'm not going to repeat what he told me, but I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of insight of like stuff that I'm hearing and stuff that I know. And I know Jag will be over there too sometimes. But Jag, you need to open up the Patreon on your end too and just start because you used to do your IG, and I get why you don't get on Instagram like that because all they do is jack your shit. But if you get on over to the
See, that's the
Patreon,
thing.
so
IG, I used to go over there until I found out that it was on the meat market for trolls. When I found out that there were people going over there stealing my Instagram content and coming to YouTube, posting it up as their own actual content and making thousands upon thousands of dollars. I mean,
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
Ridiculous. And
it's
guess
sad.
what? And never donated to my cause, never donated to me, never nothing, nothing. Yeah,
At
no.
least send a middle finger, something. No, what you should do, and this is what I would suggest: start getting on to the Patreon. Let your Instagrams know, like y'all miss me over here because this is why. People have been doing this. They've been just taking liberty with my content, and I don't like that. Get on over to Patreon, even if it's for free, and you'll catch me over there. I may do some free Patreons every now and then. Just like because I know. Look, this conversation that we had again, Jag. We know you got a lot to get off your chest, and I think it's therapeutic for you to just even talk about it, but also just the awareness, like you were talking about the event from America's Future and the young lady that you talked to and you were on the panel with. Like, we'll put, in fact, I'll put majority of that interview or
She was
that
12
panel,
years old. She was
I'll
12
put that
years
on the
old.
Patreon. I'm gonna put it on the Patreon. We'll share some of it on your Instagram, clips of it. And of course, it'll be on your members only on your channel. But I'm just saying, I know you got a lot that you want to get off, and I honestly think it's time. Let's do it. Let's just do it over there.
If
You
people
okay?
knew, if people only knew, and that's the thing. It's just some people that don't want to know. But I tell you what I do know. I got involved with America's future because I'm actually concerned about America's future, not France, America's.
America.
You know, that's where we live. That's where we live. And when I think about little Tay and her meteoric rise to slutdom, making $1 million in a day after all of the pervy old men that have been following her around since she was 11 years old. And then I look at these children like Northwest, Blue Ivy, and then I sit there and then I think about the panel that we sat on with Ilanka and her talking about how old she was when she was first, essayed in the music industry, and how she not only confirmed but corroborated exactly how common practice all of this actually is. But it's funny because Diddy trial, man, there's no freak offs, ain't nobody doing nothing, ain't nobody doing this, ain't nobody doing that. Oh, they made it all up. Oh, it was just Diddy and his girlfriends. Oh, it was never
Hmm.
that. It was never this. There was never any. No, they ain't doing that in the industry. That's funny because I just sat around with a bunch of real life survivors who said the exact same thing I said.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get nobody to speak about abomination. It's funny how that works. It's funny what they will speak about, and it's funny what they won't speak about. like I said, anytime you've got a social media pundit who comes from the political sector that's talking this heavy about foreign issues and not talking about what we got going on over here. But for real, somebody, if she gonna sit over there talking about how she cares about America and she cares about the future and she cares about the children, somebody needs to get a soundbite from her about what she thinks about what's going on with Northwest. Her very good friend Kanye, right? Her very good friend's child, right? Because her and Kanye are friends and they always gonna be friends, and she's always gonna care about Ye. And she's always going this about Ye, and she can't wait to see whether or not she's gonna be in the documentary because he doesn't get clearance, and she's really curious to see if she's gonna be in the documentary. She's worried about the documentary. Why don't you do a documentation on what's going on with his child? Hmm?
Mm.
Hmm? Since you know what the industry did to him, what did the industry do to him? You want to talk about the trainer who's supposed to be a Canadian intelligence operative, kind of like your friend Tucker Carlson's dad was. Maybe you know more about it than you saying, old candy girl. I don't know. But while you busy running over there talking about French men in dresses, allegedly, what you want to talk about that little girl who's sitting over here in a bustier? Hmm? With a mini skirt on and enough makeup to be able to start an OnlyFans page tomorrow.
Mm.
Oh, but let's not forget her mother became famous, with her little SCX page. So, I don't know. Like I just like I said, it incenses me, and yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out because there's too much going on in the world that people are just ignoring, and you know, I think it's just time for people to wake up.
Yeah.
I think it's time for people to wake up. Like I am not gonna lie. The con for the conference was awesome, and I might go live on my page in a little while and just share some
Okay.
of that uh with you guys. But I think the most damaging moment for me was when I was sitting down interviewing with a podcaster who actually thought that Diddy was already out of jail. That's exactly how good media manipulation is in America right now. She actually thought Diddy was
Mm-mm-mm.
out of jail. She didn't know he was still in jail.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's how wild it is out here. That's how strong the lies are. So yeah, yeah, guys. Hmm. Listen to me. Child rearing isn't easy by any means, and kids want to get involved with all kinds of things. That's the point of having a parent, to make sure you don't jump off the deep end, or at least to try to reel you in, not to push you over the cliff. So, yeah,
Mm.
that's all I got to say.
All right. Well, when you gonna go live?
I don't know. Right now, I'm about to eat.
Well, go ahead and eat.
There's some other business that needs to be taken care of, so we'll figure it out. All I can say is tell everybody to keep your community,
Okay.
keep your notifications on.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all keep y'all notifications on, and we'll be back at you. This is Set in the West. This is Wolfgang Amadeus. That's Jaguar Wright. We
Peace.
are out of here.